Good morning, everyone. I'm sorry I did not make the video last week. We had some personal things come up and I just was not able to get the video made in time. But we are going to continue, like I said, the last video with Romans Road this time. And so the first scriptures we're going to be looking at is going to be Romans chapter 3, verse 23. And that reads, "For all have sinned and come short of the glory of God." So we have to remember that we have all sinned. There is not a man alive that has ever came into this world that has not sinned. Mankind is born to sin, of sin, through sin. And there is no one that can be without. There is going to be many people out there who do not believe that they do sin. And for those people and for everyone, even the smallest little white lie that you may tell someone is a sin. And in God's eyes, no sin is above another. And so we have to understand and we have to truly believe that we are sinners before we can cast that sin off and to accept the gift that Jesus gave us through salvation. And if we look at Galatians chapter 3, verse 22, it says, "But the scripture hath concluded all under sin, that the promise of by faith of Jesus Christ might be given to them that believe." And as it said there, the scripture had concluded that all were under sin, all mankind. And just because someone has been saved or is someone who works in the church or goes to the church, that does not make them perfect, does not make them someone who does not sin. And we can look at pastors in that regard. Pastors do not live without sin. They should strive not to sin, and they should live their lives as holy as they can. And we use a term loosely in the world, as humanly possible, because that's what it is. It is only the most we can do as mankind, as humans. And so for pastors and for other people who work in the church, myself included, it is not that we live without sin. It is that we strive not to. We actively try not to sin. And when we do, we immediately go and we beg for forgiveness. And as we go further into the Romans Road, because I do want to break this down, every video will go through another verse, another part of the Romans Road. You will see that the first part of it is to understand that you are a sinner. And then we'll move on to forgiveness and asking for forgiveness. And understanding. But for this week, I really just wanted to hit on the fact that those of us who are already Christians, who have already asked for salvation and been forgiven, we're not perfect. We still live in sin and with sin. We just should actively try not to partake of sin. And for anyone watching the videos or that sees these videos that may not have accepted Christ yet, don't think we are above you. no Christian is. They struggled through sin before they accepted Christ. And they struggle through sin still. And so it is not a shameful thing. Nothing is shameful about wanting to admit your sin and then to ask for salvation, ask to be cleansed of your sin, and to accept the gift that Jesus gives. And that is really all I have for the devotional for today. I do want to put an announcement out there. Hopewell Baptist Church is having its Christmas lunch this following Sunday, which is December the 17th. So we will be having service starting at 10 and then lunch immediately after service. We will be doing that in the Life Center here at the church. Finger food soups, something easy. I invite everybody to come and do. We would love to see new faces and people coming in to worship with us and then to fellowship afterwards. And that is all I have for announcements at the moment. And again, thank y'all for watching and for supporting me as I go through this. And I'm learning on my way on as I go. So thank y'all very much for putting up with me.